Hello, God. You know, I came here to say the usual prayer, but this time out loud. You know, I meditate every day. I preach you. But my prerogative is to talk to you and essentially create a foundation for myself where I feel like I don't get lost in the goals that I'm trying to achieve, and thus remind myself that there's no need to have guilt for wanting more. With that said, one of my first prayers that I'm going to ask of you, God, is that beyond the amount of wealth that I have asked for, that I will keep asking for, that I will keep working towards, that I will keep taking action towards, for the opportunity for you to allow me to be the philanthropist I would like to be, I, God, do ask that you keep me consistent. I do believe I am someone who is generally consistent in who I am and who I strive to be. However, I do understand that money has always changed us. And with that said, I don't want to repel it anymore. I want to embrace capital, but I want to be a crusader for those who may not opportunistically have the ambitions to even want capital. I remember a long time ago I had the desire to become a police officer, which is ironic because right now we're currently going through the BLM movement. And I remember this was during the time that I was in high school and we had some aggressors throw liquids at us in a moving vehicle passing us by, and we called the police, and thankfully this was a situation where they were willing to hear us and willing to protect us, so much so that the aggressors actually passed by and started yelling slurs to us on the street, and the police officer immediately got in his car and drifted away. Now that day I told myself I wanted to be a police officer, not just because of the cool drift, but because of the fact that I understood that there was a lot of injustice that was going on, and I felt like one of the small steps I could take for mankind was having my big, bold heart within the system. Now, with that said, I feel like what's happening now, I needed. It helped show me that I can be able to help fight towards injustice without having to essentially become a police officer. Because I'll be honest, I just knew my path wasn't going to be being an officer. With that said, now that I have been given this gift of understanding that I don't essentially have to, I guess, again in this example, pursue policing to help cleanse the system a little bit, I've come to realize that even just this video, this moment right here that I chose to share with my audience, this is me bringing about peace. This is me bringing about enlightenment. This is me using my big heart once again to put myself out there, risking vulnerability, risking the potential of being heard, being seen, being loved and related to from a distance, and to keep wanting to create, and to keep wanting to strive towards what could be stigmatized as something that's not generally positive for society, aka money, aka ownership of one's content. So thank you, God, for hearing me on that part. I definitely want to stay consistent because I'm humble, and I'm humble enough to understand that where I want to go is going to reveal a lot of changes. And I just want to make sure that I still have this loving heart. And I just wanted to take this time to manifest as well. Some things I want to manifest on. I want to manifest on the maintenance of my self-respect. I want to manifest on my reoccurring courage. I want to manifest my stability of handling my newfound wealth. The ability to handle my future marriage. The ability to handle my future ability as a mother. For my ability to push towards actively trying to earn capital before life puts me in a position where I would like to have a child sooner, or just not be in a position in which I want to give my child what I can perceive to be the best. God, I want you to keep giving me the courage to yearn for wanting to help my family and those who I love close to me, and anyone's family who I love close to me. I want you to understand that my plea towards wealth is solely because I have actually been used many times financially. And I no longer want to hate making money or hate being nice. I want to have the security of understanding that I am going to be in a thriving position despite who I help and what situations I put myself into to help other people. Definitely don't see the value in taking my shirt off the back anymore to give to someone else. I mean, even in an airplane, they suggest you putting on your mask before you help anyone else with yours. After all, you need to breathe. How can you not function if you do not love you first? How can you love anyone if you do not love you first? I do understand this, God. Thank you for listening to me, universe. Thank you for appreciating me as a being. Thank you for allowing me to be able to get to this point of strength. To be able to have the ability to have so much opportunity surrounded around me. I pray and manifest that I continue to keep gratitude and focus on how many blessings that I have constantly reoccurring in my life, and to keep remembering that with a dip there's always an up. Universe, I perceive myself as a thinker, and I just wanted to think here. And I just wanted to talk to you because I do every single day. But again, like I told you poetically in the beginning, I wanted to speak out loud. And I know, you know, and those listening know exactly what I mean by speak out loud. God, thank you. Thank you. And the thing that I really want to thank you for is being someone who has mental health journeys and adventures I've gone through, for making me someone who wanted better for myself, who actually had the desire to love myself. For those who, because I see two paths with the lifestyle I used to live, and there's a lot of self-loathe and poverty in that path. Well, there's a lot of love, and at least the ability to have some very keen adaptability skills. So I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for the stars and the ever-expanding universe that science has yet to explain exactly how it even expands. But hey, you wouldn't want to hear me go on a tangent of how I think that works. That's not what this is about. Or maybe you would like to hear that tangent, but just on another, I guess we'll call this my hypothetical podcast. I love you, God. Thank you. And may I have the courage to be a little more transparent with my manifestations on the next memo.